YouTube, it's me, Green Daggers Crafts, coming to you guys with another vlog style video. Yeah, May is gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna lie, May is crazy. I'm only 4 days in and it's crazy. But anyway, so what have I been doing since this clip and my last clip that I recorded for the end of April? Trying to figure out what the heck this homework is for this week. So anyway, to start things off on a happy note, cue the squirrel. I have finished my Kohishi doll. And I did alter from the original pattern just because early head stitch Batman. Because So yeah, I got her done. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. I mean, I was originally gonna do the other two to go with her, but just working on this one, I'm like, nah. So I altered her quite a bit from the original. I didn't do all the back stitching. And honestly, I fudged most of the back stitching because it was just skewed. But she is complete. So 1 of 10 projects completed. Yay! Good start to May. I think I pulled her out Sunday night to get, yeah, I think it was Sunday because I couldn't quite start this week's homework, which I will try to explain as best I can of this week's homework. But for end of May, I was working on a project that you wanted to sequester yourself away. A project you wanted to work on, pretty much. So he was calling my name pretty hard. I went ahead and I pulled him. I worked rough. I wasn't quite at 600, but I was almost at 600. I think I was at 583, 590. But this is where he's gotten to so far. Basically, I just tidied up that one thread at top, and I worked under the eyes, and that makes such a huge difference. Then next homework was stitch 100 stitches of the color rainbow, or a color of the rainbow. I will learn how to enunciate. So for that one, I was going to work on the green in her kimono. And I was working on the wings so I can get to her kimono. Then I started looking and counting the green in her kimono. There's about at least 2 blends, if not 3 blends of green. So I ended up doing pendulum stitches because I wanted that wing done. So that is where I currently have it at the moment. So other than the beads, I have gone ahead and this wing is completed. I started working the red on the top, the top sash or whatever that's on the kimono, what that neckline is called. Then I started taking a little bit of green, which happens to be a blend. But, oh, buttons don't bother me. They really don't. And so that was my homework. Then April 30th, which was a Thursday? Third. I got a head start on Mania with a I started something I wasn't planning on starting, but for some reason it kept calling my name. I watched Whip Parade by Kansas Girl in a Colorado World. I hope I enunciated that correctly because that is a tongue twister for me. But she started showing her permanent hair designs. And I'm like, I bought 3 mermaids for my birthday a couple years ago. I haven't started yet. And then suddenly they started calling my names. I'm like, it's Mania. So I started the side one, which I will insert a cover picture here. I started that April 30th. And have gone that far with her. I'm doing a color conversion because I do not have cauldron black or enough variegated fancy black for the tail. And I was going through my threads and I pulled one out in my search. Anyway, as I was saying, I was going through looking for threads just that I could easily sub out. And I came across this JP Coates variegated orangey brown color. And I'm just like, that's your tail. That has to be your tail. So I went and pulled more JP Coates to go with this variegated colorway. And this is how I store my floss. I just move it around the skein if I'm working from the skein. But it's like, this is her tail. So I went and I pulled the brown and the light orange and just working my way out. I did pull kind of a variegated pink for the shell because I want a light pink. So I'm going to use that for her shell. And as for her skin, I will probably leave that as is because she's a pretty pale mermaid. But yet this is a piece of 28 count even weave that I dyed myself. And that's using this little corner. So she's actually coming along pretty well. And then I would work on her for a couple days. Then, yeah, because I worked on her Friday. So Thursday, Friday, then I was looking on the calendar trying to figure out where I was going to start my new starts. And I was looking, it's like, I have 5 planned starts. There are 5 Saturdays in May. I'm going to do a new start on Saturday. So for my first start, I I started the self-isolating bat. I will eventually remember the correct name. I'll insert a picture of that here. And this is where I currently am at. The only thing I haven't substituted is the red. The red in the border and the red in the flowers are as called for. And I couldn't cover up this lovely Ada that I dyed. This is just a scrap of Ada. But I didn't want to cover up, so I inverted. I'm stitching the bat and the vines versus the pattern calls for a gray background and like cutouts with the red flowers in them. Like, nope. So that is where I am in self-isolating bat. I pulled two JP coats. I pulled a brown and a brownish orange, and I'm mixing those together to give it the warm gray or the warm brown that most fruit bats. Oh, what's the one with the fox bat? I did look up bats when I was trying to figure out colors. But I believe it's the fruit bat where it has a really giant head and the really big eyes. And I'm like, oh, you're so cute. I want to pet it. So I pulled that color inspiration from that. And tip. Dove candy bags make really good project bags for small things. So, and as far as this week's homework, what the heck? That's all I'm going to say. It's what the heck. Coffee Stitcher did a video and he explained it best. I'm putting in so many stitches for these projects. Okay, I'm hoping that is the most chaotic segment of this video, and hopefully it will never be this chaotic again. But anyway, and there's some stuff that came in the mail. I do not know. I cannot remember if I showed these guys to you, but I'm going to go ahead and show these again. So if these are repeats, I am sorry. But when I ordered my floss for Belle, the 1 through 28 new colors that I needed, I went ahead and I put Love Comes in all shapes and sizes. And I just really found that adorable. It's a hefty mermaid and a prince, or frog prince. And I love her tail. And it's just beautiful. And I also finally gave in and bought this Cost Spring Collections fabric. And I believe it's called Fairy Ring. And it's a printed, but it's this beautiful pastel Easter colors, and I'm just like, next time I order anything from 123 Stitch, I might have to put another one of these in here because it's just gorgeous. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this clip with that and continue working on this homework. And I will see you next plan is Sunday. My plan is to film on Sundays. And yeah, so I will see you at the end of this week. And hi, 30 seconds in the future. Bye. Hey guys, it is Sunday. Well, technically it is Monday morning of the 11th of May. But yeah, it's only 1 o'clock in the morning, so not that far from Sunday. Okay, yeah, homework was, I survived homework. I know I chopped a good bit out of editing process because I'm editing as I go, and it was just a rambled mess, so I decided to save you guys from that. But I did survive it. So, this week's homework is stitch 1,000 stitches on however many projects you want, and 100 stitches intervals. So, hooray! So, my plan for that is I'm going to get more finishes. Pray tell. But yeah, so happy Mother's Day, belated to every single mother, to four-leggeds or two. And yeah. So, what have I done? Well, I'm going to cue the squirrel because I did get one more finish done. I have managed to finish Star Trek, the quote. Basically, it says, Space the Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. And I put my initials in the year under the S. So this covered 2 prompts. One was something that I yelled at because I have literally thrown this whip across the room a couple of times because it's been in a romantic relationship with a frog, I swear. And the second prompt was something I had to bribe myself to do. It's like, I want this done. In order to get it done, I have to work on it. So, that covered 2 of the prompts. So, hooray! I almost had another finish, but alas, I was trying to work on trying to get as many stitches in, as many pops in. Actually, what did I do with my book? My handy dandy notebook. It has avocados on it. So, let's see. And my whips are not in order. I just basically pulled them out. So, what did I work on the frog? I did penalty stitches on my frog. So that is this one. And where you last seen it. And where I got to. I just basically filled in this 2 rows over here and got like for 280 stitches in. See, this for a long time. Prompt number 3 was a designer name that started with MKPEPIFP. So I pulled out my Joan Elliott, E for Elliot, for my creative dog. And where you last seen it. And this is where I'm at. Number 3, I got 295 stitches. Let's see. Prompt number 1 was stitch on a project that made you feel alive. So I picked my Coca-Cola bear, which is this guy. I stitched him because you would feel alive stitching or sledding. At least I would hope you would feel alive. Where you last seen it. And this is where he currently is at. I just got a little red to do on the tip of his snowboard, and I still have the red in his scarf. So, I'm almost there. I did a lot of stitches on him. But for this prompt, I did 247. And I think that was the only one I did. Yes. Okay, the second prompt was a project that was on your wish list that you waited to start. I picked my elemental dragons because I started that. I waited to start that in Mania 2017. And I seen them prior to and I really wanted to start them, but you know me, trying to get my wits down before I start anything new, and then I give up and start at least 5 things come May. So where you would last seen him. And this is currently where he is at. Let's see, that was 2. I had 204. Yeah, basically I'm in the process of filling. Come on. Focus. 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 There we go. Yeah, so basically I just got to fill in under the orb. I'll finish his head and the spikes, then back stitching. He should be done. My original plan was to stitch him for number 10, which was something that glows. But by the time I got to prompt number 10, it was Saturday, and I started my new start, so you only got 1 prompt. Put away for no reason. There's always a reason for putting what may not be good reason. There's always a reason. So I went ahead and did penalty stitches, and he was not on my original to finish list, but he would not leave me alone. So I worked prompt number 5 and prompt number 8 explains something you never tried before. You can work on whatever whip. So with that, I worked on my isolating bat, self-isolating bat. And this is where he is at. Focus. Focus. Yep, I'm basically got these almost done actually. Basically got a head, finish up the roses. The vines are done. And the rest of the wing fragment. So number 5, number 8. Okay, so prompt number 5, I got 305 stitches in. And number 8, I got 212, so I got 500 stitches. Number 9 was work on a cell. I started Joan Elliott, The Fairy and the Dragon, back in 2015, Joan Elliott, July. This was my start. Where you would have last seen her. And where she is now. So that one was, I got 260 stitches in. So for this week I'm going to try and get, because I have roughly 400, 500 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and try and finish that. And for number 10, well, a stitch on something that glows, I ended up stitching one more stitch because it has a moon in the sky. I got 326 stitches in. And that is this one. Come on. Focus. Focus. I have eliminated the alphabet on the bottom because I don't want to stitch alphabets. But that is currently where I am at. I got the grass under the house done. I did over 2/3 of the bottom floor, and I did put in the carpet. Yeah, man. I don't know why this camera does not like to focus. There we go. But that is one more stitch. So that's what I was able to accomplish. So for next week, I'm basically going to do what I kind of did this week and try to work on the whip, on my Mania whips that I dedicated for Mania. I'm going to try and get the homework done before Saturday. Try. But yeah, I think I'll have like easier time on it because even though I'll be keeping track of stitches, I'm not having to work on so many prompts. So I have my Guardians Notre Dame to pick from. I have my Ingleside Imaginarium, which I'm not gonna lie, I am having a hard time convincing myself to stitch surhets. I'm so tempted to be like, hey Brittany, is there a way we can make him a lizard? by chance? No, something with legs. I do not like snakes. I do not like snakes at all. So the idea of stitching a snake, I'm like, ugh. But she does make a good point. It would be part of a witch's scroll catalog, because but I just don't want to stitch a snake. Yeah, if you remember my Brittany's first cell where she did the Birthstone Dragons, Topaz, which I believe is September, is a Aztec dragon, which is basically based on a snake. So, I ended up taking a paradox wing, putting it on its side, and putting it on the snake, so the snake had a wing. And possibly give him a leg. I don't remember if I added the leg or not. Anyway. I also have my dragon ornament, which I do not have a chart, or I have the chart. I didn't have a picture of the cover because it is a chart. So this one won't take, once I get into this one should not take that long. And last but not least is my Chatelaine freebie. This is Darling Bluebell. Darling Bluebell is an awesome YouTuber. Bluebell fan. And this is also an option. So that is pretty much my plan. I'm going to probably gonna work on this polar bear, because I'm so close to getting that one finished, and I think I can pull that one off in a week. And just basically working towards finishes and new starts on Saturdays. So with that, I'm going to end this clip here, and I'll see you next Sunday. Hey guys, how's been going for everybody? It is Tuesday, May 19th. I meant to get on here on Sunday, but alas, too lazy or too busy. I don't remember exactly what happened. The days are just kind of merging together. But anyway, so last week's homework was stitch 1,000 stitches between however many projects you want in 100 stitch intervals. So, cue the scrub, cue the scrub, do 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 do. Wait a minute, this girl is cute. So, with last week's homework prompt, I was able to finish my Cola bear. I also managed to finish my self-isolating bat. Come on, focus, focus. I did change up the eyes so they're a little bit bigger. And I also finished this guy. Come on, focus, focus, focus. Yep, I managed to finish him. He's he came out more like the colors remind me of a welcome girl to the world. So maybe I will, if I know anybody that's having girls, just put on name and date and give them off. But until then, he turned out pretty stinking cute. And I did go in and change the pattern. I did a lot of fractionals, but for him the fractionals made sense. And he doesn't want to focus. So I got all that done, I think, Friday. On Friday night, on Monday through Friday. So on Saturday, I started my Egyptian conversion of Ethelmet. I am following Evergreen Needles conversion. You can still find her video in her list of flosses she changed on YouTube. But I'm keeping her stash as is. I'm changing the dress, but I'm keeping the sash because I don't want to completely copy her. And I started right at the sash, and it's easier to follow when you're not constantly like, oh, it's this color, was it on the conversion? Anyway. Ooh. And this is where I am at on her. Not too bad. Hopefully you can see those. There we go. You can see it. You can see the white stitches. I have it up on an angle. But the spots, the missing spots are neither beads or watercolors that I have ordered, have not received yet. Karen water lilies. This pattern calls for 4 of them, and 3 of them are in the stash. So I went ahead and I treated myself to a 1, 2, 3 stitch order, and obviously hasn't arrived yet. I'm expecting there to be a delay. So that is what I started. And moving on to this week's homework, first prompt was to stitch on something that's eerie. And for that, I pulled out my familiars because I hate snakes. Snakes are eerie to me. So I got him started. I got about 250 in him enough to meet the prompt, and I'm like, he's gonna be small bites at a time. I'm honestly thinking about turning him into an earthworm because I don't understand. I cannot stand snakes. They don't have legs. They slither. But earthworms, I find those things so amazing. I mean, I was digging in my garden and I found an earthworm about 6 inches long. And I'm like, cool, look at this. And they don't have legs and they slither. So, maybe because they don't have fangs. But anyway, I digress. So, I might be attempting to turn him into an earthworm. I might leave him as a snake. I don't know. I'm sorry, Brittany. I don't like snakes. So that was, I stitched that for task 1. Now task 2 is stitch something as fast as stitch. I ended up pulling out my one more stitch because that is the most, that's the quickest one I have. And I'm still working on this. I'm still getting my stitch counts in, but I have finished out filling up the grass. So I'm probably going to start working on the fence and the tree since it's in my hoop where it's at. And that is basically what I've been up to. That and playing Animal Crossing. But yeah, so I have a 1, 2, 3 stitch haul coming in. Another haul that's really not stitching related is my new switch light. See, my reflection. That is a puzzle that I put together and glued. Sorry, I digressed. Anyway, my boyfriend gifted me a Switch Lite. So, and he bought Animal Crossing for me. And so I've been surprisingly playing that. But basically, I think, I'm positive he got this for me. And he says it's a very small indicator, but he was not liking how I was complaining about how he was doing the island, because I wasn't really playing. I was letting him do whatever he wanted on our initial first island. But I was like, I don't like what you're doing. I don't like it. Why are there so many bushes along the river? I can't just pole bolt over now. So anyway. So surprisingly, I have been playing Animal Crossing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Playing with the dogs, taking the dogs for a walk, playing Animal Crossing, and stitching. And watching Good Omens. Good Omens was a good show. I bought the DVD set of that. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you next week. Yeah, till then. Hey guys, it is Monday the 25th. I believe it's Memorial Day, I'm gonna say. Don't know, I really don't celebrate. I mean, I'm grateful. I know it's the Troop Day, so thank you, troops. But anyway, so this clip is going to be a little out of order than my normal time stream, but my cat, which you can't see, is currently laying on my notebook. So, since last week, I did make a purchase from 123 Stitch that I know I mentioned last week, and it did come in the mail. So, start off, this clip is some haul, which I did not get out of the bag. I got Autumn Harvest. This is a Mill Hill kit. Come on. And also got, this is a Nora Corbett Sunrise Laguna Mermaid. I went ahead and I put those in my cart as I was justifying buying my threads for at the Met, which at the Met is in her bag. And I put her water lilies. There's one more in here. I did buy her Karen water lilies. So those are in her working bag. So that is basically my haul. I think that's my only real haul for the month. But yeah, I'm not going out and buying things unless I need groceries. Anyway, moving on. Last week, we didn't really get the homework out on homework until like late Sunday, Monday morning. So, and again, my cat is currently sleeping on my notebook. So, but for Saturday, my Saturday start, I did How to Train Your Dragon. And this is how far I have. I finished Toothless. I did change out his tail fin, his artificial tail part. Okay, that was charted in brown. I went ahead and I switched it for a red that was called in the pattern. And I did not quite realize I'm learning this space again my headway. But I'm playing around with with recharting it as I go because the pattern does not have Astrid's Blue Dragon, which is Stormfly, and Snotlog's Hook thing, which is the red dragon that burst into flames. They did not have those guys charted, so I was looking, trying to figure out how best to chart them because it's how Junior Dragons, they need to be in there, in my opinion. But I did come across a blog. It's in Portuguese. I had to use a little Google Translator, but somebody has already gone through and did the conversion. So I'm borrowing theirs. And I will make sure, if I don't link the blog page in the description, please remind me to do so. But I'm going to try my best to remember to put that in so you guys can see who I'm taking from. I do not know who the original recharter was, but I will show you. I will link the page where I found it. So anyway, that being said, I did manage to finish something. So squirrel. So we got a start and a finish. So this project is 1/5 of a way done. This is my spirit dragon. I know I used him for test 1 and 2. I was able to pull projects 4, 3 through 5. I did penalty stitches for, so this is one of the penalties I did. But I managed to get him finished, outlined, and backstitch makes a really big difference. So now I just got to figure out where the other dragons are going to go. And I think too, we'll stitch something fast. I did pull out my one more stitch because once you get in the rhythm of this one, it's just really fast. And that is where I'm at. I did finish out this patch of green. Worked on the fence, which is really hard to see. I converted the blackbird into a bluebird, made that into a blue jay, and I did the bark of the tree is done. I just need to go back and add the leaves. So yeah, this one is coming along pretty well. I don't think I'm gonna get it done by the end of May, but I should hopefully get it done by the end of the year. Should. Not holding myself to any really hard deadlines, other than trying to making sure I finish familiars. Anyway, I also did a penalty. He was a penalty stitch. And this is where he is at. I got maybe 100 stitches in his foot and the paint underneath him. Gotta do the back stitching and the words on top. So he's coming close to a finish. If I don't get him done by May, I should be able to get him done next month. And work, and I remember the first prompt was stitch on something eerie. And if you all know me, I don't like snakes. I know I mentioned this multiple times in this video by the time you see it, but that is where I was able to get to. That's like 250 stitches, including this bottom border. I'm seriously thinking I might turn him into an earthworm. Because technically earthworms are blind. They go by vibrations. So that was last week's progress. This week, finally found the wheel to explain which tasks I had to do this week. And yeah, so my group, Boardwalk, tasked with task 2 and task 7. So, I don't have any what's that I pulled for this month with shadows per se in them. I have depth, but nothing with the actual shadow. So I did pull out, because other than working on her for one prompt and haven't really gone back, I'm going to try and finish up this page for my dragon. And I did kind of start before I remembered I need to film. So, yeah. This is where I currently am at. I've just done 100 stitches so far. And it's this block right here. So, that is where I currently am at. Task 7 is stitch on something you need to pay attention to. So, I'm honestly thinking I'm going to work on my fan. Sorry, as I reach in for it because I didn't think I'd pull it out. I'm thinking I'm going to work on this on my bluebell fan because that needs some serious love and attention. And if I remember correctly, I have to really pay attention to this burlap that I'm using. So, yeah, he needs some serious TLC. So he'll probably be my second of this week. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this clip here. And I will see you guys at the end of May. Hey guys, it is June 7th. So, I'm a week late on updating you guys, but this will be my last clip. Matter of fact, I just watched the my last clip to figure out where I left off because I can't remember. Yeah, this week, the last couple of weeks, my stitchy bug has kind of dwindled. But I got the problems done. I made some good progress on some of my things, and yeah. So we're gonna dive in. I did manage to find to finish up the cross stitching on my dragon, and I have a horrible glare, guys. Sorry. So that finished up that prompt. I honestly don't remember what prompt it was. And after that, I did work on my bluebell. This one came along pretty well. Yeah. I think I just gotta finish up doing the leaves and the especially stitches in the fan. I'm debating if I'm going to do the border or not. That's where I am on that. I should make it a goal to finish it up this year. And for Saturday, the last Saturday, no, this was not last Saturday. This was, I believe, a Wednesday start because I was a day ahead. I started the ink-spired mat. And that is currently where I am at. This is the colors are not quite what I thought they would be, and I don't know if it's the fabric or how little I have, but they're not coming out like exactly the way I anticipated, but they look really good on camera. So this one is making me realize I don't have a lot of 3800s because it calls for a lot of 3800s. So that was May. So I survived Mania, and I did not pull out my finishes, but I did get quite a bit done that I wanted to get done. So hooray for me! So for the first week of June, my homework prompts, task 1 was stitch so many stitches on a project that you would find on a ship. I pulled out my bell from Heaven and Earth Designs. Quick stitch and needle. And this is currently where I am at. I did 800 tent, so the prompt was 400 stitches I need to do. I'm probably going to pull this out for this week's homework because I need something with horns, or I might pull out my Guardians of the Notre Dame because they have horns and I did not touch them at all during Mania like I intended to do. And I pulled out my green tiger. One of them was stitched on a project you want to see finished, and the last one was 4 different colors, 50 stitches, or 400 penalty stitches. So I'm like, I will do a penalty because it's just easier than trying to figure out colors. So I pulled out my green tiger because I needed a break from the ones I pulled out in May. And I'm trying to get this page finished by the end of the year. That's currently where I am at. I got roughly 900 stitches in. And I'm starting, this is confetti sloping up, so my easy drop with this one is starting to fade, but It's turning out really, really cool, so it's worth it. And I'm missing something. And come to find out, last week, my favorite store is allowing people to get inside. So I'm like, hooray! So, the Joann's, my Joann's, letting me, letting people in. There's so many people, and they would like you to call, make an appointment. And you have like an hour to be in the store or whatnot. But last go, I was like, is there room? Is there room? No, the first time I went in, I was like, I'm allowed in the store. So, with me being allowed in the store, of course, I went over to magazines and the cross stitch section. So, hype me bought this really cool DreamWorks actually, what are you called? Standout dog. And I will do this one. I'm not sure when, but I will do it because it is so true. Why try to fit in when you are born to stand out? I might have to adapt the dog to some fractional stitches or different back stitching. And of course, I got my Just Cross Stitch, which I am a magazine behind, which I don't know if I'm going to even try to find it or not. I got Cross Stitch Favorites. I like the Snow Leopard. There's other cool ones in there too. And I got issue 356 of Cross Stitcher. And I bought some of the flosses I need for being inspired. And since then, I have gone and I've pulled floss from my gifted floss from my stepmom. I put it into my missing floss, which my floss containers are over here. I went ahead, I pulled out all the ones that were missing from my collection, from her collection, and then I made a list of all the floss that I need to finish out my set. And I only have 33 colors that I need to finish off my set. So I figured, hey, I'll go in, I'll do an order curbside, I'll get my floss. Joann's is only offering like 35 floss colors, and they're not labeled by number. So that did not happen. So other than that, that is going to be it for this vlog. Thank you guys for staying with me. Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably not going to do a blog style video this month because I got the phone call saying I need to go back to work. Long story short, I have to go back to work. And I'm not exactly going into my position that I was in. So for temporarily, I'm in a different area, and I'm not looking forward to it. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed your May. I hope you're enjoying the summer while we have it. And, or if you're going into fall or winter. I'm not quite sure where the other half of the earth is at this point in season-wise, but I hope everybody enjoys. And I will hopefully see you guys next month. Bye! Got to say, stitch so you don't kill people.